All right. You got it. Good afternoon. Thank you for being here. Thank you for waiting up. And thank you to the crowd. They certainly, like always, right? Be able to, for these seniors, for this team to close out Autzen Stadium in an undefeated manner in our home games, really big accomplishment for them. A game that, had our opportunities. Defense played outstanding. Special teams were big. We didn't finish some drives, did some good things, but other things obviously were not so good. But in rivalry games and games like this, you find a way to win, and you make sure that you continue moving forward. And our guys are really excited about the fact that we get to they've earned the opportunity to play an extra week. So that being said, questions.
First question to your left, Coach James.
Mario, just 174 passing yards on the 120th pass defense. A lot of those incompletions on second down, errant throws. Third down, only 3 of 14. What do you think of the passing attack today?
Well, we weren't very efficient today, obviously. And we have been throughout the course of the year. We've been really good on third down as well. And today we were, I think, 3 of 14 or something of that nature. So very uncharacteristic of us. So not up to our standard. And we got to get back to work and get better at it.
We're going 3 in a row right in the middle. Second row, we're going to go Steve, Ryan, then Tyson.
Mikhail's got 3 kick returns that kind of changed games now this year. I mean, he's had 6 on the year, but 3 of them have really changed. And today came in a situation again where kind of altered where you were going.
Without a doubt, credit to the entire kickoff return team as well. I mean, they blocked that one up absolutely just perfect. But Mikhail is a guy that when he does touch the ball, he's dangerous because if he beats a guy, he could take it to the house. Credit to that entire team, Coach Williams and special teams. They made it a big point of emphasis this week that the kicking game could really turn this game in our favor, and certainly did today.
Ryan?
Mario, obviously you guys had a chance to put it away, but Red's touchdown was reversed. That said, what was it like to have your defense come up with that key 4th down stop and then the turnover to seal the win?
I think it goes with how they played the entire evening, or the entire afternoon, I should say. Those guys just, you always saw 11 hats get into the football. The communication level, the way that they practiced this week, and all the things that they did to play at this level today was really impressive to watch. And it was just as impressive to watch it carry over to the game itself. And those guys will tell you they still feel like they got a lot more real good football left in them, that we could keep getting better. So super impressive and proud of the defense today.
Right in the middle again, Coach Tyson.
Did you guys have any inkling that Luton might not play today? And then when you do find that out, how does that kind of change how you guys go about?
Yeah, no, it was a little bit of a surprise. When you go out there for pregame, I'm sure like when they saw for us that Jake Hansen, wasn't getting many snaps. We thought he could actually, but sometimes things happen where, when it comes down to game time, you got to find out pregame if you can or if you can't. Does it change some things? It changes some things, but you can't just overhaul everything that you've done all week and expect to have success because you might get attacked another way. I mean, they do run certain things a certain way. Regardless of who they played at quarterback, there was going to be some type of carryover, and there was significant carryover. So I felt that after the first couple series that Coach Avalos and the staff had a pretty good feel for what they were going to do and went with the game plan.
First row to your left, Coach Matt.
About a month ago, this offense was statistically one of the best in the country. In the last 2 weeks, it's taken you 3 quarters almost to get going. What's just been the issue keeping this group from either executing the plays once you get into the red zone or moving the chains before you get there?
Yeah, I felt like we had moments where we were moving the ball well, but really stalled. I mean, we stalled a couple times. Maybe once or twice it was due to a penalty, putting you at 1st and 15, and then your third down situation isn't great. And then other times we just weren't very efficient. So when that does occur, especially as good as we were for those 4 or 5 games, is we got to really just do a better job of coaching it, putting it together, and executing it. So it falls on all of us. Of course, it falls with me first, but it's not something that we are incapable of accomplishing. We've done it before. But we gotta get back to our style of offense, the right kind of style of offense. And, those guys, they know we could do better.
Second row to your left, Coach Eric.
Earlier in this week, you talked about how much was riding on this one, and that's kind of what rivalry games are supposed to be like. Did this kind of live up to the expectation? And then just going forward, it seems like these programs are kind of more competitive than they have been in a while.
I just think when you look around the country, look at rivalry games, for the most part, regardless of who's playing for what, they're typically pretty intense. And if you continue to do like in the first half And in the third quarter, we had moments and opportunities to really separate and take complete control of the game. And in a rivalry game, especially football in general, but in a rivalry game especially, if you don't do that, you put yourself in a situation where, at the end you may be a little bit uncomfortable, right? So now I don't think we ever lost control of the game, but certainly got tighter than we felt that we could have made it. But I don't think you take away credit from the other team. You always respect football and give the other team credit. But I think we also all know that when we finish drives, like we have been finishing drives, we look a little bit different, and I have complete and total faith that we will.
First row to your left, Coach James.
Couple things schematically, Mario. In the first half, it looked like Andy was using a 3 defensive tackles package with Sione there. That looked like it was working pretty well in the first, and you were containing Isaiah. Second half, they adjusted, freed things up for him. How did you think you guys did of both that defensive tackles package against the run at first and then not containing Isaiah so much in the second half?
Yeah, well, you know what? Those guys are pretty much hybrid ends tackles for us. It's almost like having a big nickel package, like the old Joe Bugle, Arizona Cardinals deal, right? And we thought that we needed some more size to set edges to control the A's and B's a little bit better. And also when they went to some more of their speed packages, so did we. And they popped a couple runs on us. I know they certainly popped a touchdown run. I believe it was inside zone where they got that. They got power on the backside 3 technique, and we overran a little bit, and he popped out the backside. So, but I think that's a little bit of a cat and mouse game. I think when you compromise, some of your girth in there to get some speed on there, you can get hit, and they took advantage of it.
Second row to your right, Coach Steve.
Javon set up the touchdown with the punt return. With him and Mikhail, you feel like kind of 2 guys back there who can both kind of flip the field in an instant for you?
We do, and today they would have had more opportunities. They just, again, they were so fake heavy on punt, and when certain numbers of guys, certain jersey numbers were in the game, you had to be just completely on point with who's staying in, who's holding up, who's rushing, so that, as the game went on, we probably would have called and been in more punt return situations, but felt like they were in their fake territory. So you compromise a little bit of the return game. But when he did get the opportunity, and I thought Javon also, besides that, just great decisions overall. Like when a fair catch it, fielding the ball, not letting it bounce. Just overall, he did a great job today, of course, as well as Mikkel.
Fourth row, right in the middle, Coach.
Coach, there were several times where your offense was stopped, but then Blake Mamone would pin Oregon State deep in their own territory. Just how big of an asset is that when he's able to do that?
Yeah, well, you never when you get in their territory, the last thing you want to do is not score. And we're in there at their 40 or their 35. Blake is outstanding at pinning them inside their 10, inside their 5-yard line. And when you flip the field like that consistently, that's hard now. Statistically, to score any points, let alone a touchdown from inside your 10-yard line and inside your 5-yard line, really tough. So Blake, all special teams, Cam minus the 1 field goal he missed. Just thought all those guys made a tremendous impact today.
Second row, Coach, right in the middle, Ryan.
Mario, I'm just curious, what kind of are your emotions before the game when you have to hug that many guys and get the photo and knowing it's their last game here? And what does it mean to you that you're able to get a 10-win season with a lot of these guys that struggled early in their career, and now you play for a Pac-12 championship?
Well, I told them all when they come up, they're not going to make me cry. It just ain't going to happen. We got a game to play. So you think about that for a second. 4-8, right? Now they're seniors. They have a 10-win season, win the North, and now a chance to play a great team in the Pac-12 championship. That's what your goal is when you go to a place. If a place is sustaining excellence, you want to keep it there. And if a place took a hit after having so many great years, you want to be part of that group that gets it turned back around. So for those guys, forever grateful for so many things and in so many ways that, but they themselves don't want to sit and reflect on it yet. We still have business to take care of and work to do.
Right in the middle, second row, Tyson.
You've been talking about rivalries here, and now that you and Coach Smith have coached against each other twice now, just what's it like coaching against the Jonathan Smith team?
I just have always had tremendous amount of respect for him and for everybody in the conference. I mean, I do. I think, when you watch some of the things that go on in football nowadays, I was raised a certain way, and when you compete against someone and you lay it all on the line, and you really expect for them to do it also as well, it's all about respect. Respect. So I'm not going to put on a commercial for an opponent anytime soon. So please hope you don't mind that part of it. But respect him. Respect all the coaches in this conference. Then we have a great conference. And I think the conference continues to build itself up more and more with the caliber of coaching and the caliber of recruiting that's going on. So.
We got time for 3 more. We're going to go 2 in the 4th row. 3rd row, you're on your left.
Hey, Coach. So we saw Justin come up and give you a hug, and after coming off the game at the end, and what do you tell him leaving? Does he make you cry at the end of the game? What are your words to him at that point, and all the seniors?
Is that the goal here today? I got to cry? Is that what's got to happen? Man, this football stuff, when it's done right, it's life-changing, And a guy like that, like all these other guys in this room, they're the right kind of people. It's what you want your son to be, so still ain't going to make me cry.
Stay in the 4th row, right in the middle.
Coach, in that 3rd quarter, both offenses kind of just stalled out a little bit. Wasn't a lot of scoring. For you guys particularly, do you contribute that maybe to a bit of a lack of focus or concentration, or maybe a little bit towards the weather as it had gotten pretty chilly at that point in the game?
I don't think either. I don't think you ever, and I don't think you ever point the finger at weather and the way that we work and the way we operate. Just seeing those guys eye to eye in the huddle, it wasn't a lack of that. We were out of sync, and everyone was working, everyone was trying. We weren't hitting on all cylinders like we're used to doing.
Last one, 3rd row to the right, Coach.
Mario, I guess we don't know quite official who you're gonna play this next week, but how do you guys sort of get yourself right a little bit? I mean, defensively played excellent, like you said, sputtered on offense, inefficient at times. What do you do this week to really get you to play your best ball on Friday?
Well, it starts number one with making sure that we give ourselves our best chance with the right plan for the entire week. It's a short week, so it's a little bit different. So the way you attack and approach, the practice regimen, the film study, because you're short a day, you can't cram an extra day into 6 days. You'll hurt your football team more than anything else. When to rest, when to work, when to hit, when to lay off it a little bit. Those are the things that that we focus on putting together, and we've had good success on both bye weeks and on short weeks. We feel that we have a really good plan. We feel that we have done a lot of work on any potential opponent coming up. So even though we have a lot of recruits in town, once all the recruiting stuff is put to bed tonight at whatever hour that is, we'll be right on it. And so it'll be around the clock work like it needs to be. The excitement right now for our program and our guys, it's off the charts. It's what you do it for, right? To have this kind of opportunity. And you know what? They earned this opportunity. Had to do a lot of things, play a lot of good football teams to get to this point in time. And now it's here. And you know what? It's also going to be a next man up. There's some guys that are down. Some guys are going to have to stand up and play. And they'll be ready. They'll be ready to go.
Thanks, everybody. Thanks, Coach.
Okay. Thanks, guys.
Remind them it's